So, anyone who knows even just a little bit about me knows that I love ranking things. I have loved ranking things since I was basically since I first got into stories in a serious manner. I found that the moment I started experiencing properly narratives in a consistent capacity, basically 13 or so years ago, 13, 14 years ago, I found that I really liked ranking them against each other, ranking aspects of it, whether it be Paper Mario chapters, Witcher locations, anime characters, whatever, to better understand my sensibilities, the things I look for, and how my tastes sort of evolve over time, and comparing myself of 2 years ago to myself of 5 years ago, and myself to today, and that sort of thing. I've always found ranking things to be really sort of fun and interesting and addicting in a way. Now, of course, I know there are some people that really look down upon ranking, or don't think that ranking things is good, and thinks that it kind of sucks enjoyment out of experiencing media, and turns it into a sort of spreadsheet experiment of numbers and rankings and competition and all that sort of thing. And I don't want to take that away from anyone who thinks that, and I think anyone who thinks that is valid to think that way, because that's how they feel. And if you think ranking things sucks your enjoyment out of enjoying fiction, then all the power to you, and I think that's valid. But the thing is, that isn't the case for everyone who ranks things. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes people, consume media just to be like, I need to put this in my top 20 fiction. I need to put it on my mosaic. I need to be able to say this is my top 10 settings. I need to be able to say this is my top 55 and a half fiction. Some people do go too far, and they experience things just to be able to put it into a list. And I think that's very anti-art, and I think it's very, I don't enjoy that. I don't think that's good, and I think it kind of takes the joy away from what's great about stories and media in general. So I don't like that. But that's only and of course in that situation, in that case, I think it's good to take a step back and change one's approach, because that doesn't, at least in my opinion, that doesn't sound like a very enjoyable way to experience things, but what do I know? But my point is that there are many people who rank things that are not sucking the joy out of it for themselves. There are plenty of people who rank things as a sort of summary of who they are, of what they identify with, of their favorite stories, their favorite characters, whatever. As a snapshot. It isn't the be-all and end-all, it doesn't explain everything, but it is a good identifier of their values and their sensibilities and their tastes and all that sort of thing. And as long as you're doing it in moderation, as long as you're doing it in a way that doesn't make everything a numbers game and doesn't make that the forefront of your mind, as long as experiencing and immersing yourself in these works is the foremost thought, and then the rankings come afterwards, to sum up what you feel, I think it's very healthy and very enjoyable, and I think it can lead to, for me personally, it's led to actually understanding myself better and being able to converse with people about my tastes in a more accurate way, and being able to compare and connect with people who maybe agree with me or maybe disagree with me, and seeing why and how and where. I say all this to say that ranking stuff is awesome. It's good. And if you don't enjoy it, that's fine. If you do enjoy it, that's great. And just like everything, there are extremes, in which case things become unproductive and sort of maybe unhealthy, but that isn't the case for the vast majority of people who rank things, I think. Certainly not for me, because if you know anything about me, I am not in danger of not enjoying my fiction. No, I get accused of quite the opposite. I say all this to say that ranking is good, and as a segue, what I do every year is, around April or May, it's that time this year, but around April or May, the beginning of spring or so, I have been, for the last 4 years, this is the 5th year, ranking my top 100 fiction, my top 100 fictional works of all time, my top 100 protagonists of all time, and my top 150 now, because there are a lot of antagonists. I also did recently a top 70 arc list, but that's not really what this is about. I've been doing that yearly. It's been a yearly tradition, and I've been streaming myself, slowly going up from 100 up to 1, revealing things. And it's always lots of fun, because you get to see how things have changed from year to year. You get to celebrate old favorites. You get to introduce new favorites, and maybe I found something that I love that I can recommend to people, or that unlocked a part of my brain and really appealed to me in a way that I wasn't really expecting, and maybe opened a whole new avenue for me. So let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. This is a document. Let me just make this the camera smaller. 1 second. This is a document here of my top 100 lists over the years. From 2022 to 2025, we've been doing them. So you can see in 2022. This is the list, you know. Number 79, Rurouni Kenshin Trust and Betrayal. Number 66, Vinland Saga. Number 55, BioShock. You know, this was in 2022. We go to 2025, you can see some changes, and I add some things. You know, if there are any rises, I say so next to the work. It went up 1 position, it went down 1 position, or it stayed the same. Or if it's a new addition, I added a plus sign. There have been some additions to this, but now things have changed, you know? SpongeBob SquarePants, number 57. Steins Gate, number 56. Super Mario Sunshine, you know, they've gone up, they've gone down, etc. The point is, I do this every year for fiction, protagonist, and antagonist, and it is coming up now. Actually, I plan to release this video the Friday before this comes out, before this happens, because April 13th, Monday, April 13th, where I usually stream my video game playthrough, I am going to be starting my top 100s for this year. They're going to run for, I think, 3 weeks. We'll do a Monday stream and a Wednesday stream for top 100 protagonists. I'll try to do that for top 150 antagonists, because as you can see here, there are so many antagonists that I had to extend it to 150, and it can sometimes take longer to get through the antagonists. But we'll try to do 2 streams for the antagonist and 2 streams for the fiction for 3 weeks. I had just been wanting to finish up some things I was doing. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, Alan Wake 2, stuff like that. The Pit. Anything that I thought might have had an impact potentially, I wanted to finish up, and then I was going to do these lists for this year. And there's always stuff ongoing. I'm playing a great Pokemon game right now. I'm experiencing great anime. I just got into Witch Hat Atelier, the Akane Banashi anime, which might have an impact. Who knows? But I just cut it off after there. The point is, this is what we're doing this year. This is what we're doing here, and I've never made a sort of formal announcement about it. I've kind of just talked about it in videos. I've kind of talked about it, I think I gave my top 25 video games after I did the streams last year. But yeah, if you're interested in this sort of thing, if you're interested in me counting down my favorite media of the year, it's a great time. It's a great time to hang out. It's a awesome tradition that I really thoroughly enjoy. And the thing is with streams is, you know, on Wednesdays I read a manga usually, but people who aren't a fan of that manga don't come out because, you know, either they're going to be spoiled or they're just not interested. And, you know, I'm reading it very immersed, and it's harder to just chat. We have about an hour of chatting before we start, but outside of that, you know, sometimes people come in for the chatting and then leave because they don't want to be spoiled or whatever. Same with video games, but this is very general. Obviously, there is going to be a situation where the identity of a character being an antagonist is a spoiler, in which case, I say that. But generally, you know, protagonist, top 100 fiction, this is a time to just hang out and talk about whatever. And it's very cozy, these streams. They're lots of fun. And I just love being able to take a few weeks out of the year, every year, to reflect on how my tastes have changed. Some things have risen, some things have fallen. Obviously, my tastes aren't so malleable that every year there's every single story changes places. No, there's a lot of constants, you know. Tier 1 has always had Hunter x Hunter, Haikyuu, you know, Umineko. That sort of thing, they've always been a big factor. But The point is, it's very fun to talk about how certain things have changed, how my values have changed, to celebrate old stories and mainstays that have consistently, meant so much to me, and talk about them a little bit, and recommend them for people who are looking for recommendations. But also, I just love being able to share with new stories that I've experienced over the past year that are now new favorites. That's always so great to be able to have a new favorite, a video game, a manga, anime, TV show, movie, whatever, and just talk about it and let people know what I think about it. And sometimes I experience that thing on stream. Sometimes I played a game and I loved it so much that it's entered my top 100, and then the continuity of that experience into that is lots of fun too. But most of all, it's just a celebration of my favorite stories of all time. There's a document out there where people kind of predict what they think will happen. I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will go up 5 spots. I think Gone Freaks will be in the top tier. There's a document out there where you can predict that sort of thing, and I can link it. I can link it in the description. And people do bets, so like I say, I count from 100 up to 1, and I go, okay, let's say we've caught up, we've done up to 46, and next number is 45, but it's kind of a secret. It's kind of a secret what's next. So I go, okay, the next 2 are Persona 5 Royal and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Bet on which one you guys think will win. Which one do you think is higher? And people bet, and they're channel points. It's not actual money, obviously. And it's bragging rights, and it's lots of fun. And we do that constantly. It's always just a great time. And I feel very lucky to be able to do this for, I think this is the 5th time in a row now. This is the 5th year in a row. So it's been great. It continues to be great. And yeah, come and hang out in my Twitch channel. I'll link that in the description too, if you're interested. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in. And yeah, I guess I just wanted to put this video as letting anyone who doesn't know that I do this, and how important it is to me, and how great of a community event it is. But also just my thoughts on rankings in general. I think they're awesome. They can be misused like anything can, but I think they're awesome. And they're a big part of my stuff. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Come out on Monday, April 13th for the first stream if you're interested, and the streams following that if you want to, or not. Maybe you can just put this on as background noise, or give me your thoughts about rankings or whatever. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.